Good morning. I hope that you and your family are safe and everything is going well. We're going to do our second set of notes today. Let me get this bigger. Okay, so we're going to be adding and subtracting polynomials. So up here in the little review box, we're just going to kind of review really quick about how we combine like terms. Okay, we can only put things together that look alike. So on 4x minus 5 minus 2x plus 7, the 4x and the minus 2x are like terms. So we can go ahead and we can put those together. All right, so 4x minus 2x is 2x. And then we have another set of like terms. We have a minus 5 and we have a plus 7. So a negative 5 plus 7 is equal to a positive 2. So we'll have a plus 2. So this is how we combine like terms. Things have to look alike in order for us to put them together. Now, if you want to go grab some highlighters, pause the video and go grab some highlighters. If you don't have any highlighters, I'm going to show you on this first problem how to do it without highlighters. Okay, let me pick a color for my pen. Let's go with this one. Okay, so here we go. Adding polynomials. Okay, when we're adding polynomials, there is a 1 out front of this parenthesis, and there's a 1 in front of this parenthesis. If you were to distribute a positive 1 through the first set of parentheses, it wouldn't change anything, because 1 times anything is itself. So this will stay 3x to the 5th plus x to the 4th plus 2y cubed minus 2y, I better write smaller, plus 5. Okay, the second set of parentheses, there's a positive 1 out front. If I were to distribute that positive 1, it doesn't change anything. So I'm just going to go ahead and write plus 2x plus 2x to the 5th plus 3y cubed plus 7y plus 2. All right, we are going to combine like terms. So because I know that all of you may not have highlighters, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this with, let me go with the green. We're going to do this with shapes instead of colors. Okay, so I'm going to box 3x to the 5th. And I'm going to look down and see if I see anything else that has an x to the 5th. And I do. There's this one right here. All right, so let's go ahead and let's add those together. 3x to the 5th plus 2x to the 5th is 5x to the 5th. Okay, let's go to this next one. I'm going to do a circle around x to the 4th. It's a positive x to the 4th. I'm going to look through all the other terms and see if I see an x to the 4th, which I don't, so I can't combine it with anything. So it's going to be plus x to the 4th. All right, here we go. Now I'm going to put a triangle. It'll kind of be a weird looking triangle around the 2y cubed. All right, do I see anything else out here that has a y cubed attached to it? Oh, I do. There's one right here. So we're going to take 2y cubed plus 3y cubed, and 2 plus 3 is a 5, so we get plus 5y cubed. All right, let me go with a different color here. All right, I'm kind of running out of easy shapes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to underline instead. Okay, I have a minus 2y here. I'm going to see if I have any other terms that have just a y attached to it. And I do. I have a 7y. So remember, this is a minus 2y. So minus 2y plus 7y is a positive 5y. And then it looks like we have one last thing that we haven't dealt with. And it is I'll do 3 lines under that one. So plus 5 is going to go with the plus 2. So 5 plus 2 is 7. So this is our final answer. All right, and when you write your answer, you always want to go in descending order. the highest exponent was 5, and then we went to 4, and then to 3, and then y to the first, and then our constant is 7. So you always want to go into descending order. All right, I want you to take a moment, pause the video, and I want you to try problem number 2. All right, we're going to check and see if you did problem number 2 right. All right, because there's just a positive 1 out in front of both of these, if we distribute it, it doesn't change anything. So your first step should have been just to go ahead and write what's there without the parentheses. Okay, if you have highlighters, I'm going to use highlighters this time. Okay, so I'm going to start off with, there we go, with 3y cubed. And see if anything else has a cubed, and I do, and it has a plus 2y cubed. So 3y cubed plus 2y cubed. Uh-oh. All right, remember this is a learning process for me too. Let me go to my pen. Is 3y cubed plus 2y cubed is 5y cubed. All right, let's go to our next term. I have a minus 5y squared. Do I have any more y squareds anywhere? And I look and I don't. So that means I can't combine it with anything. So I'm just going to write down minus 5y squared. All right, moving on to our next one. All right, I see a plus 9y. Do I see anything else that has just a plain y on it? And I do. Right here I have a plus 8y. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put those together. 9y plus 8y is 17y. All right, and last but not least, we have one more thing. All right, I have a constant of negative 10 and a constant of negative 2. So negative 10 minus 2 is equal to a negative 12. So we're going to put negative 12. And there you go. I hope you got it right. Okay, so adding polynomials is pretty simple. Where the trick comes in is when you're subtracting. So this is the second page. All right, let's see where I'm at here. Okay, this color. All right, so the first set of parentheses has a 1 in front of it. If I distribute that 1, it's not going to do anything to it. So we're just going to rewrite this. This is 4x to the 4th plus 5x cubed plus y squared. Ooh, this is tricky. Minus 2y plus 1. Okay, here's the trick when you're subtracting polynomials. There's a negative 1 out here in front. If we were to distribute a negative 1, what it's going to do is it's going to change all the signs. So a negative 1 times 2y is a minus 2y. Negative 1 times a positive 6x to the 4th is minus 6x to the 4th. Distribute the negative 1 to the 7x cubed, it's going to be minus 7x cubed. And distribute the negative 1 to the 4, it's going to be minus 4. Okay, so here we go. We're going to look for like terms. Now we got to be careful because we have x's and y's this time. Okay, so I'm going to look at 4x to the 4th. Do I see anything else that has an x to the 4th? I do. It's right here. All right, so we're going to combine these two together. All right, so 4x to the 4th minus 6x to the 4th is negative 2x to the 4th. All right, let's look at the next term we got to deal with. Our next term is a positive 5x cubed. All right, is there anything else that has an x cubed on it? I see one. It's right here. All right, so we need to add together 5x cubed and a negative 7x cubed. 5 minus 7 is a negative 2x cubed. All right, let's go to our next term. All right, I have a plus y squared. Does anything else on here have a y squared? And if I look, there's nothing left that has a y squared. So we're just going to have to go ahead and we are not going to combine that with anything. So we're going to have plus y squared. All right, let's move on to our next term. All right, I have a minus 2y. Does anything else have just a plain y on it? And yes, it does. It's right here. So we have to combine these two together. So a negative 2y, oh, it doesn't look like I really have a pink here. I guess, oh, let's see if that works. Okay, a negative 2y minus 2y is a negative 4y. It's kind of close, the color. Alright, let's try orange. Alright, and then last but not least are my constants. I have a positive 1 and a negative 4. Alright, positive 1 and a negative 4 add up to a negative 3. So minus 3. And here's our answer. Alright, I want you to go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to try the last problem. Alright, here we go. Last problem. I'm going to do this one with the shapes this time. Okay, so the first set of parentheses, that one is not doing anything. If you were to distribute that to everything, it doesn't change anything. So because it's a positive 1. Negative 11 plus 2y squared plus y minus 6y cubed. Okay, there's a negative 1 in front of the second set of parentheses. That is going to change what's there. If I distribute a negative 1 to everything, it actually changes all the signs. So a negative 1 times a negative 8 is a positive 8y. Negative 1 times 9 is a negative 9. And negative 1 times y squared is minus y squared. Alright, here we go. Let's start off with, now, we want to go in the correct order for our answer. So I'm actually going to kind of go out of order with this one. I see right here my highest exponent is a y cubed. So I'm going to look and see if I have anything else that has a y cubed, and I don't. So my first term, my leading term, is going to be negative 6y cubed. Alright. Next thing I see is a squared. I see a 2y squared here, and I see a minus y squared here. If we put those together, positive 2y minus, there's a 1 there even though it's not written, so I have a positive 2 minus 1 is 1. So I have plus 1y squared, and you do not have to write the 1. Okay, keep going in descending order. The next thing I see is a positive y, and I see another positive y here. So if I put a positive 1y and a positive 8y, I end up with a positive 9y. And then the only thing left that I haven't dealt with are my constants, and kind of out of easy shapes. So I'm going to put an underline here. We have a negative 11 and a negative 9. If you add those together, negative 11 minus 9 is a negative 20. So your final answer is negative 6y cubed plus y squared plus 9y minus 20. Alright, I hope you guys understood this. Get this glued into your notebook and get your table of contents done. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. As soon as I turn this off, and it's going to take me a minute. You guys can turn it off. I just got to figure out how to turn this off. There we go. Alright, bye.